Good evening. This is Tyrone Holmes, the founder and CEO of the Minister for Fidelis. We want to welcome you back to another Power Pack broadcast of the Trauma Network for Men. Praise God, Brother Josh.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, brother. Good to see you, man.
Yeah,
it is hot here in North Carolina. It's about 89 degrees. We are so glad to be back with you again. But in the midst of this weather, we want to pray and set up prayers for the people in the Houston, the Texas area, Oklahoma, all those that are being affected by the floods. We need to learn how to lift them up in prayer, keep their families, and then many people have been washed away in this flood. You know, it's a devastating thing. So that's why that's why I always tell you, Josh, it's so important that we as men stick together, because when we go through trials, tribulations, we need to be able to be there for one another.
Yes,
and
sir.
those families are going through a terrible time. So I think it's very important that we continue to lift their families up, and hopefully they can get through this trying time, and that God will move the storm away from them in another couple of days, and they can have some kind of rescinding of the flood waters, so they can get to some type of back to normalcy of life. I know it's going to be a big cleanup, but they'll get through that. We are so glad. I just got off the phone with a gentleman, a friend of mine who's a pastor. He wants us to come on his radio broadcast and talk about the Trauma Network for Men. God is truly blessing this broadcast. He's opening doors for us, and it's just because of you. And we want to thank you, each and every one of you, men, women, boys and girls that watch the broadcast, for all your support. We are way over the 13,000 mark now. Praise be to God. We are fast approaching 14,000 views in just a little over a year. That ain't nothing but God, Josh. We've been talking about this. You know, we have. Don't think that we don't have problems. We have problems here too. So don't think that y'all the only one going through. We go through it too. We're going through it too. So I told, even in the midst of this and what we go through, I always tell the boys to be committed. Be dedicated to what you do. Yes, you're going to have your trials, but you got to continue to press forward. And I will encourage you men to continue to press forward. Don't let the bad times get you down, because times, it's not going to always be bad. All right, just like the phone call I got. He wants to open the door to come on his live broadcast and talk about the Trauma Network for Men. He said all men need to watch this broadcast, and that's what we got one back about 3 or 4 months ago, Brother John. He said every man need to watch this broadcast. Yep. Every man needs to watch. So don't think that you know it all. We are here to help you. We want to help you be a better man and to prepare you to be able to deal with these issues that you're going through. You don't have to hide behind the mask like Brother Johnson we did last week. Yes, you got to come from behind the mask. But the longer you leave that mask on,
the more attached to your skin.
The more attached to your skin it gets. It's going to be very hard to come behind the mask. So we thank you again for all your support. Whether you're watching us now on your laptop, or on your tablet, on your PC at home, or even on your smartphone, we thank you for all your support. And please become a member or subscribe to YouTube and be a subscriber. So automatically, every time we download the video after we finish it on this day, it'll be downloaded, and it'll come right to your phone and let you know that the broadcast, we got a new broadcast up. So each and every week it's going to get better and better and better. So we thank you so much for all your support. Well, we're going to get into our broadcast today. We want to call your attention to Luke, the 16th chapter, and verse number 13 for your hearing. That no servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will be loyal to one and despise the other. We cannot serve God and mammon. I want to stop right there. I ain't got to go no further with that. Tonight's broadcast, we're going to be dealing with, why do men hunger and look for validation in all the wrong places, and how can it destroy their life? Good God from Zion. Brother Josh, when you think of that title, and when we talk about this, our lesson on our review on Tuesday, what went through your mind when you hear that title?
That's a very powerful actual statement right there, Brother Tyrone, for the question. I think that we look for validation in the wrong place because we want to be accepted.
That's
we
right,
don't know how to be accepted anywhere else other than with our friends.
That's right. So we try to fit in, but there's
that mask. We hide behind that mask.
There it is. There's that masking that we hide behind. So what we talk about God in the scripture here about the scripture is, it says you cannot serve two masters. Nope. Okay, you're going looking for a validation in a place that you're not going to get the validation, or you're going to wear a mask to hide. So you want somebody to acknowledge you for the things that you're doing, but you're not really getting acknowledgement. All it does makes you feel worse, because you're not going to be acknowledged for that. You have to do something out of your character to be associated with somebody else. You see what I'm saying? So you're looking for the validation, but you're not going to receive it. So in turn, you're making yourself worse, your condition worse, because now it makes your life harder. Then you turn to drugs, you turn to alcohol, there's domestic violence. All these things are tied in looking for validation in all the wrong places. Good God, Brother Josh. This is going to be good tonight. Hope y'all stay tuned for this. We're going to get ready to roll. Brother Josh, start us off with this, with the broadcast today. Let's start reading and see what's going on.
Receiving identity and validation. That's powerful right there, brother.
Receiving identity. I'm saying, glad you stop right there. Receiving identity and validation. What does the word identity mean? When you think of identity,
What shapes us?
what shaped us? What are we about? Our character.
Yep.
That's what we are. Our identity. Who are we? Who are we? Do we know who we are? That's number one. Do we know? Do you know?
Some of them don't even know who we are.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. So, and actually, you got to ask that question. My identity. Who am I? What has shaped my life? Why am I the way I am today? What has happened? That's all a part of you. And then on the other hand, validation. You want to receive it, but sometimes we look for it in the wrong places. And then that validation turns to condemnation. For God's sake. You know what I said? That validation, when you're looking for it in the wrong place, will turn to condemnation. And then that makes you mad because your pride has been hurt. Then you want to go out and then you want to commit violent crimes, or you want to do certain things to get back at somebody else to make you feel that you're validated because you went to the revenge yourself because they embarrassed you. Man. All right, Brother Josh.
Almost all initiation rituals handed down for centuries involve physical trials for young men.
Yes.
After finishing their training in a secret valley, the young warriors of Kunan, right?
Kuai.
Had to swim home. Miles in the open ocean. Sioux braves spent nights on a mountain alone.
Yes.
For centuries, the Maasai killed lions. Our elders knew that that men learn by doing.
Yes.
Let me say that again. Our elders knew that men learn by doing.
Stop right there, Brother Josh. Woo, our elders. Good God from Zion. I didn't see this until you just read that now. Our elders knew that men learn by doing. That means, men, you have to be moving forward or moving towards something. If we talked about this when I broadcast when Brother Dwight was here. If you have a target, and if you ever shot a bow, excuse me, if you ever shot a bow and somebody has never trained you how to shoot that bow, that bow is going to go every which way. So when you aim it at this target, you're going to miss it because you have not been aimed or trained properly to shoot the bow. Same thing in manhood. Just like it says here, the elders knew by doing. You have to be shown. You talked about this other day, Brother Josh, on Tuesday, that we have to be, manhood is what?
Bestowed.
So it has to be shown. It has to be given to you. If you have never been bestowed upon or given manhood, you cannot receive manhood.
You know, man.
Good God, man. Go ahead, Brother Josh. This is good.
It is one thing to be told you possess a genuine strength.
Yes.
But another thing altogether to discover for yourself that you do.
Stop it right there. What does that mean?
You got to find your own strength for yourself.
You got to find your strength, sir. If you don't know who you are, and that's where identity comes into place.
You know, I go back to in the scriptures it talks about Samson.
Yes. Yes. And Delilah.
Yeah, he got all his strength from his hair.
From his hair.
But
exactly.
when she cut it off, he didn't have
because
he had to go find.
Why? Because he let her seduce her with her beauty.
Yep.
That's where we talked about last week about being validated. We're gonna talk about this in this lesson today because we look for women sometimes to validate us, and then we lose everything that we have because we want that beautiful woman around us. So we sell ourselves short to get the validation that we want, that we feel will make us a man.
Yep.
Good God from Zion, boy. Man.
This is why hard work is so important for young men.
Yes.
I'm going to read that again.
Good God.
This is why hard work is so important for young men.
Yes.
If your friend could see his work in hell,
yes,
not as a failure,
yes,
not as a prison sentence,
yes,
but as a lion to slay.
Yes, that's right.
He could come at it with a whole new perspective.
Okay, stop right there. This is what it says. If your friend could see his work in hell, meaning we talk about the biblical sense there, because when the rich man died, he looked up his eyes from hell and asked God to give him some water, put some water on some to cool his tongue. But what it means is that if a man feels that if he's behind bars, he could be behind bars physically, and he could be behind bars emotionally in his brain, in his mind. But as his lion to slay, he could come with a whole new perspective. What that means is, if you as men know who you are, in your identity, then you will not be imprisoned in your mind physically. All right, you won't be imprisoned in your mind, as well as you will never feel being a failure, because you know who you are. You don't need nobody to validate who you are, because once you know who you are, who cares about
what everybody else thinks?
There it is,
as long
brother.
as you know who you are.
There you go, brother. There you go, brother. There you go. Well, you doing it today.
Even if he only sticks out another 6 months,
Yes.
he could walk away with blood on his hands.
Yes.
And the sense of, I did that, I won,
Yes.
I can handle it.
There it is. You need to know your identity, men, because you will never be victorious in your life until you know who you truly are. That's when your victory starts. It starts within you, not through other people. You have to know. Then when you get those little small victories I was telling you about, Brother Josh, about setting those small goals, those are victories. And you said, man, I made this. I did this. Look back where you started from before you was in school. Now you're in school. Look how far you came now. You see what I'm saying? You did it, didn't you? There it is. Okay. All right. We ain't gonna even get no more in this, because this is hot. This is good stuff here.
The importance of validation.
Yes, the importance of validation. Let's get into this.
On Oprah Winfrey's final episode of her wildly popular TV show, she highlighted the importance of validation.
Yes.
I've talked to nearly 30,000 people.
Yes.
Guns
That's a lot of people.
on this show. She said all 30,000 had one thing in
And
common.
what is that?
They wanted validation.
Good God from Zion. What is validation, Brother Josh?
Validation, what is it? It's getting feedback from others that what I do and what I say matters to you.
All right. It's a feedback from somebody else that you want to receive. That they know what you're doing, that it matters to them to make them feel good. You're validating their feelings. A woman is moved by emotion. She wants to know that she looks beautiful. She wants to know that she's a good wife or a good mother. Okay? She wants to hear that validation. That's why it's so important to a woman that she hears the man of life say, I love you, honey. Thank you for all that you do.
See, we as men, we don't do that.
We don't do that. No, because we don't.
We have been trained to do
That's right. And we talked about this broadcast a couple of months ago, that it's hard for us to give compliments because we have never been given compliment. That's right. And if somebody gives it, we'll brush it off because we don't want to be seen as soft or sissy or a fag or a punk.
Especially in the eyes of your fellow members.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
Especially in front of your friends.
That's right. Absolutely. Okay, Brother Josh.
You hear me.
Yes.
You see me.
Yes.
You think of me.
Yes.
You thank me.
Ah.
You acknowledge my accomplishment. You appreciate my effort.
There it is. That's all we as men want. And that's why it's so very important. Women, I want you to listen to this. It's so very important, women, that when you got a man in your life that you say, baby, I appreciate you taking out the garbage.
That make us feel good.
Yeah, and it may sound to you that it's nothing, but it means a whole lot to us, because even though we go out and pay the bills, and I know sometimes you women there out there, you go out and help pay the bills as well, but to a man, when he's moving forward and doing something positive, he would love to hear that from the woman. It's like, baby, I appreciate everything you did. That makes that man float on cloud 9, because you're recognizing him for the little things that he do. Always remember that, woman. I know, women, you need to hear that you're being appreciated well. It's a two-way street going both ways.
You told me, Brother Tyrone, when I first got to this shit with my girlfriend, you said it's a 50-50.
Yes.
If you ain't bring nothing to the table, they ain't gonna bring nothing.
They ain't gonna bring nothing to the table either. There it is. Good God, Brother John. What's the next thing? If you're not getting validation, what are you getting?
The opposite of validation, non-recognition.
No recognition. There it is.
I don't care what you want, what you say, what you think. Who cares?
Yes.
You're overacting. You're nuts. You don't know what you're talking about.
What does that mean to you when you hear those words right there? What does it mean to you?
Man, that's like a knife in the chest, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because that definitely, it's a hit.
Yes, it is.
And it's a hit that you might not come back from.
You may not come back from it, man. Sometimes, I know you try to work very, very hard to do certain things, but if you feel nobody cares about you, you feel that you're not being appreciated. It could be on your job, it could be in your home, it could be around your friends. You hear things like that. That could push you over the edge if you don't have a support network to release that hurt that's inside of you and release it to another brother like we have here at MSF. We're able to talk to each other about anything. They know, these brothers know they can call me any time of day or night. I'm there for them. Sometimes we need to be able to release that so we can bring healing, because words.
I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the line.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
This brother right here, he saved my life. I ain't messing with it. Without brother Tyrone and me talking to him through the years, I don't know if I'd be right here as a member of MSF talking to y'all right now.
Yeah. I've been hard on him, but I've been hard in a loving way, because it's very important. If I'm older than him, I need to show him. I must lead by example. And I have always led by example. As long as I've been running this organization, almost 6 years now, I have led by example. I don't slight any one man. I treat everybody across the board the same. If they can accept it, if not, fine. We still got to move on. All right. So we have to learn how to receive validation or compliments in the right way.
Say it again, Tyrone.
Huh?
Say that again. That was powerful.
What did I say?
We got to learn how to receive it.
Yes,
way.
we got to receive. Yes, go ahead, brother Josh. Go hit it, brother. Hit it,
brother.
Hit it.
Because as a man, once we get validated,
yes,
we feel good.
we feel good.
But when we get the non-recognition, that we're not, we're looking for validation.
Yes.
But if we look for it in the wrong place, it's gonna come from the wrong place.
That's right.
But it's gonna really damage us.
Yes, it is, because
we're gonna go out.
Yes.
And like you said, 95% of the men commit the crime.
Right. That's right. They do. That's right.
Because most of them want to be validated.
They want to be validated.
They
Yes.
go back to the guy in the news that killed all the women over there in what was it? The guy who wanted the woman but couldn't get her.
I remember that.
Yeah, you do. The guy wanted the woman, he went out and killed all the women because he couldn't have that one woman.
I didn't hear about. Where was that? Here in the States?
Tyrone, you know what I'm talking about? It was
you talking about Ala Vista, California?
Yeah.
Elliot Roger.
Get with the broadcast.
Yeah, no, it wasn't only men. He killed the guy too.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, it's all because he didn't get validated.
He didn't get validation. That's right. He didn't get validation, and that hurts us really. As when the old saying is "sticks and stones
may break my bones, but words never hurt."
But that's not true.
That's where the sword come in.
That's it, because you can heal from a physical wound. You can heal it.
You can't heal from non-validation.
When you don't hear those words, and I'm telling you, the greatest gift that you can give someone, men, is a word of encouragement or recognition. Always remember that. If you don't remember anything else I have said,
I don't care who you are. Every man wants validation.
We need the
I don't care
validation.
Who you are.
That's right. We even need it more so than women, because we hide behind that mask.
Yep. And then when it's time to come out from behind the mask, we're considered fake. Because we've hid behind the mask for
so long. Yes.
And Tyrone, my mama used to tell me this. She said, a little white lie can lead to another lie.
Oh yeah, of course. You gotta keep those up, sure.
When it's time for that man to take off that mask, it ain't coming off. If he lied, he don't lie.
Because he got to keep it on to protect the lie. That's what it is. Good God, brother Josh. All right, let's go down to One
of the great things about being in love.
Yes. Okay.
Is how often you receive a boatload of validation.
Okay, we ain't gotta go no further. We just talk about the relationship. Men need to be validated. Women, I know you do too, but if you got a man,
so as a man.
Yeah, because men are very insecure. We're very insecure.
We're definitely insecure.
Because we let our things we let our things define who we are.
You know what else we let our where you define us? Is our thoughts.
Oh yeah, but that's all part of the things that we have make us feel good about ourselves, and our thoughts will portray out in our actions to other people. So women, you gotta always remember, men are very happy when their job is going well, they got nice clothes, or they got a nice car. All this, they revolve around those things. That's for validating them. But the most important thing is that they want to hear that you love them, that you care about them. And when you say little things to him to encourage him, girl, he'll buy you anything in the world. He'll treat you like a princess. Good God from Zion. Woo. Let me read B. All right, number 2. In contrast, one of the depressing things about a relationship that goes south is how often you now receive a boatload of non-validating comments. You're so ready, so selfish, so thoughtless, so dumb. What a downer.
It's so needy, Tyrone, not nerdy.
What did I say, brother?
You said needy, nerdy.
Okay, so nerdy. Okay, all right. That's all right. I'm no, but you can't be needy too. No. You know what?
No, but you didn't say that. You said something totally different.
You're so needy. Meaning.
No, but you said when you was reading it, you said a different word.
Okay. I'm glad you correct me, brother. That's all good. That's good.
You correct me too.
All right. No wonder your self-confidence plummets along with those loving feelings. Do we always need to receive validation from others, or can we get it ourselves?
But see, sometimes we can get it ourselves.
Man, we can. It depends on how your self-esteem is.
Yeah, but most of the time, it got to come from somebody else.
We want that, but we got to learn. Sometimes it's not. You got to understand that sometimes.
But if we want it, but it ain't always we gonna get it.
No, because you can't always depend on other people to encourage you.
You're right.
You have to do it yourself.
I gotta say something about Brother Tyrone. Brother Tyrone